Here we are. Today is Sunday, November 25th, and that's a duck house. It's not painted, and it doesn't have window trim. And of course it still needs a gutter, but I don't have the barrel yet, so that's okay. But it's habitable. I could, in theory, put ducks in it. It's sturdy, and it has a nesting platform there. It's a little high. I haven't put a ramp in for it yet, but I will. We have wood for that. But I'm happy with the way the doors and all of this access came out. So, as I mentioned earlier, this latch is a loose kind of latch. It's a gate latch. And so the doors could push out if the ducks wanted to push on them. So I just put this extra piece of siding here to prevent that, because see, they could easily get it out that far if they put their weight on it. But this keeps it in place. Easy lock, no big deal. And then there's our egg access. So when we are in egg production, this is a pretty ambitious egg platform, nesting platform here. It's got 4 slots. We're not even going to have 4 ducks. And I don't expect them all to be laying all the time. But I want them to have places that are comfortable to hang out, and they can make choices. Because they don't all hang out in the same places all the time. But they're deep. I've got a couple layers of wire down there so that some things can fall through and not get soggy and gross too much. And it's also, you can lift it out and hose it off, which I like. It's a little heavy, but it's not undoable. It's not something you want to do every day, but you could certainly do it once a week or every couple of weeks, depending on how messy they are. You could easily do that. The bottom access here, I filled with some rocks. My hope is that I can leave that semi-open for sweeping and hosing, but just small enough that the ducks can't get out from under there. We'll have to see how that goes. These ducks are pretty big, and so as it is now, those spaces under the wall there are far too small for those ducks. But I'm not unhappy with this duck house. It's not perfect. It's not square. When I built the duck nesting platform, I had to build it out of square so that it would fit with the house. And that's a little frustrating when you're used to trying to make things right, but it's a duck house, so it's okay. And the doors do swing nicely. Those are going to get the most use. Gate latches as it should. Got a little lock there to keep it from opening. Yeah. So now the only thing left is paint and trim and a gutter and a bucket. But the bigger priority is that I need to get going on this fence. I'm using up all that wood. So the fence will start at the edge of the house. It'll be butted right up against that house. I may even fasten it to the house. Obviously, you can't put the fence across the back of the duck house. The whole point is to be able to get in there. So the fence will go right up against the side of the house there and over on the other side as well. There will be a gate entry at the walkway there, but I've got to get started on this fence. It's going to take, I'm sure, quite a long time for me to do this. I've never built a fence before. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm optimistic. So far, my builds are not terrible. That's not a bad looking duck house. I'm okay with it. And this duck yard overall, I'm actually really pleased with it. It's an attractive little area, which that's what I wanted since it's in the front yard. That's it for the little house for a little while. It's 5 o'clock on Sunday, and I'd like to make my sweetheart some dinner, of which we will be eating some bok choy from the garden with our dinner tonight. We're having bok choy and pork chops. Not bad. Yeah, the little house is coming along. I still haven't settled on the colors. It's going to have dark trim, probably a charcoal color. But I haven't settled on the color of the house. It's probably like a cream color, but I'm hesitant to do cream because the ducks will get it dirty, yada, yada, yada. Whatever. We'll see. But it is, at least if I do nothing else to it, it is habitable as a duck house as it stands. Which makes me happy I can move on to the fence and not worry about aesthetics just yet. I can do that at my leisure. And I can start working on this pile of logs over here. So yeah, off to make some yummy dinner. I have to go pick the bok choy out of the garden first. Yay! Bye!